Fantastic work. Truly, you have successfully manipulated King Arthur and called off this war, saving countless lives. I don't say this enough, but I truly am grateful to you for everything you have done. Your powers are remarkable and quite frightful, if I am honest. I have come to realize that there may be no living being on all these lands who wields more power than you. I suspect it may be wise to keep your power a secret from the people. They would fear you and try to kill you, I fear. Not to mention, you may be wanted by several individuals who would barter for your power. But anyway, I have not forgotten. I promised you a drink after we prevented the war, and I am a king of my word. But first, there is something that may interest you. After our last private conversation, I was left curious about your heritage, about your parents. So, I did some digging. I explored the sacred archives of the cathedral, and my suspicions aroused when the high priest denied me access. Let me tell you something. From my days of youth, I have very faint memories of that priest and my father meeting in private. The more I thought about it, the more I suspected something foul was at play. But of course, in my kingdom, even a high priest does not have authority over me. So, I carried on to explore. The archives were like a maze. I had great difficulty navigating myself. But I came to realize that the records were ordered by year. I found the records of the year your parents were killed, and that is when I stumbled across information that may be of interest to you. But before I share it, I must ask that you never share anything I tell you. This appears to be dangerous information that even I wasn't intended to know about. But since it regards your bloodline, I will be damned if I hold that information from you. That, and I wish to return your loyalty to me. Thank you. Firstly, this little box. I believe this belongs to you. Open it. Go on. Yes, a ring. Obsidian, by the looks of it. Incredibly dark. And even without magic, I can sense something within. This belonged to your father. I gather this was the ring he used when he was killed for practicing black magic. Keep it. He wanted you to have it. Fortunately, my father insisted on making me learn Latin. I had a very expensive education, as I'm sure you have concluded. All the records were in Latin, but as the archives dated back further and further into the past, I had difficulty translating them. Their Latin was more ancient. But anyway, there is one final piece of information I wish to share with you. It was all very difficult to understand, especially since I did this all myself, since no one else was allowed inside. But piecing together various bits of information, I have come to the conclusion that there was more meaning to your parents' death than what was made public. Yes, they were practicing black magic. But this ring, tell me, do you feel connected to it? Yes, I will explain. Your parents were once part of the church, leading crusades and punishing evil. But there came a time when they questioned the church, why innocent people were being executed, all in the name of the Holy One. But when people questioned the church, they went missing. Your parents were wise. They kept quiet and fought the church from the shadows. The reason why black magic was ever made illegal is because it was the only effective magic against the church. And to keep the church in power, it would seem that deals were made with the royals before me, to bend the law to favor the church. The church would grant blessings to the kings and queens before me, to keep us powerful. Did you know any of this? Me neither. I do not know why I was never told this. But then there's you. Your parents fell in love and had you. To protect you, your parents performed a spell, one that would cost a life to protect one other. This ritual, I believe, involved your mother sacrificing her life and trapping her soul in this ring. Your father would then ensure that it was given to you. That connection you feel is your mother reaching out to you. Put it on. Yes, do you feel that? Finally, you are together. I gather your mother has waited a long time for this moment. But there is a little more to this story. It seems that the priests knew of this ritual, but allowed it to happen regardless. They were waiting outside. As soon as it was complete, they killed your father instantly and took the ring for themselves, for they believed that the power inside this ring could be used for their own will. But little did they know that your mother resisted them. To them, the ring was useless. It would only ever work if wielded by its rightful owner, you. So, as it turned out, you were very young and adopted by the king. For the church and my parents believed that they could control you by making you love them and gaining your loyalty. My father was a bad man, yes, but I believe he redeemed himself over the years, it seems. He never took advantage of your power, nor gave you the ring. I believe this is why he died so suddenly. It seems he betrayed the church and was punished. I fear that my life is at peril now that the high priest has surely noticed that the ring is missing. But do not worry about me. I have bestowed you with this information. You had every right to know. But I ask, what will you do now? Your choices are your own. This is beyond me. But now, with that ring, you are almost invincible, as the church feared. What do I think? I want you to decide that for yourself. I am a king of the people. I believe they should know the truth about the church. But the church would retaliate and destroy me. And, as I said, it is unwise to inform people of your powers. What do I want? It is far more simple than that. Do you recall what I said last time about my feelings for you? They remain the same. But now, I fear for you. I think you should flee the kingdom and find safety. But I selfishly do not want you to. I would prefer for you to learn of your own powers and use them to protect yourself. Actually, perhaps there is something I could do for you. There are legends of catacombs hidden beneath this castle. I do not know if this was a joke to scare children, but within these catacombs, there is said to be a grimoire, a book of spells. It is said to be guarded by the undead and a golden dragon. Only one may enter, and if they're lucky, only one may leave. That is, once they prove themselves. But I do not know much more. Honestly, you have already proven yourself as a fine mage, and you have defeated countless dragons. But this golden dragon, it is said to be undead, therefore cannot be killed. But it is not there to fight you. It is there to judge you once you enter. If that dragon judges you worthy, it will not only let you read the grimoire, but train you itself, as the grimoire is never to leave the catacombs. Well, I am afraid there is not much more I can do for you. Of course, I can help you find the hidden entrance, but as the legends say, you must do this alone, or you will be unworthy. But I can bless you, if you want. It is the very least I can do, and I only do it for knights, really. But I am unsure how useful it will be given the power you already possess. Of course. Kneel on one knee. By the royal power vested in me, I grant you strength and wisdom, and the divine intervention to guide you in your journey ahead. Now rise. I left out the bit about the church, given they do not seek your success. I suggest we leave tomorrow at dawn. We must ensure that you are well rested and fed, which I will see to myself. And, of course, I never properly thanked you for everything you have done for the kingdom and me.